Looks like you're just kind of chilling.
What is it now for Yatoro? It's his 10th game this tour, and I think it's 9 different heroes now.
I think so, because he played Ursa twice.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
trying, bless him, he's trying to get through every hero, get up to Kuroki standards, play every hero. And Poshka is going to be able to save himself against the Ricky and the Soul Assumption from the Visage, I guess.
Yeah, it feels like they're just chilling. Want to make sure their Spectre gets farmed up. Camps are blocked anyway, no pulls, keep it stable. Collapse is dead. You know, normal stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff, just Lich Lina. Frost Blast plus Light Striker rate. Slow into stun. Yeah, DP doesn't like that immediate burst damage, wants the more extended team fights or scraps between heroes. Get the full value out of that Spirit Siphon.
The old max charges 1 at level 1. Not very helpful, you know? It's a bit tougher to flex it here.
She's got a Wraith Band though now. Bit of protection against Alina's right clicks at least.
I have become the offlaner. Oh, he actually didn't get the last there on the flag bearer creep.
Oh, that one. And Ramsey's 9 and 2. Ember Spirit looking at the CS doing very well. 18 and 3. Timberside at 11-4. How is he so far ahead?
I don't know, but he didn't get himself a stack, so that's a bit rough. Or, sorry, a rune, rather. Not where that came from. Yeah, I guess he's just got a couple more denies. Looks like he's just been bullying a little bit here. Not sure if Laro's been forced into... What's he got flying out now? Stick, eh?
It looks like he's struggling against Flame Guard. Not sure he can break it. What is it? 140 plus 150.
There you go.
Oh, they do get the grab on Mirror. Light Striker raise there as well. And blast down the Primal Beast. 2 kills for that safe lane of Darkside. Ramsey's going to be very happy.
I found out what's happening. Laro's just missing a lot of assets under tower. He just missed 3. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah, I was immediately looking out, like, are there treants? Are there, like, summons? No, there's nothing. It's just out-CSing by this Ember Spirit mid.
Yeah, that was a bit rough. Game plans, though, in this one. Pretty quick-looking tempo. I'm not sure about Rebels' game. Like, all these Ember Miranas, very solid. Love that combo. Feels good. This game, it has to be like Ember Ricky, I guess, as Mira, again, in trouble up top here, but they don't have the mana to follow up. Oh, he's going to try and mango for it, but...
And the career?
Oh, nice.
One punch.
It's hard enough, I guess. But, yeah, it's pretty much going to be Roger and Rebel, I guess, right? That doesn't seem as successful, though, as a Mirana Ember, where you just get to, like, the Slay and the Bola, and then stuck, you get the damage. But maybe it'll be enough to carry Roger to a good gold timing for the Shard, which, of course, is very important on the field, kind of useless.
Yeah, it feels like Darkside don't have a super heavy committal draft. Everyone's very good at poking and re-engaging in team fights. Speedy Lina, elusive Ember Spirit, Ricky with the invis and the jumps around. If they're able to kind of poke and prod, force out an Exorcism, force out a Spectre Haunt, you know, Team Spirit have a fair amount of long cooldown ultis that they are reliant on to be able to win team fights and take objectives.
Their positioning in the fights is also like exactly the opposite. Like Team Spirit has like Spectre, Death Prophet, Primal Beast, Tosca. They are just in, you know, like sure, you guys want to be like move around, we will chase you and follow you and be big beefy bodies. So I think the protection of the Visage and the Lina is of the utmost importance in terms of trying to get some damage back into the side of Team Spirit, because around like 20 minutes, they're all going to be extremely tanky.
This is Lich still chasing the Primal Beast. Yeah. Nearly 6 minutes in, get away from my jungle. And Darkside looking to gather themselves both of those bounty runes, it looks like. They spot Lal. Level 6 Tusk does have a punch. Whacks into Roger. Rune, it's a DD picked up by the Ember and a good dodge on the arrow there. Roger flies straight over the top of it. And Rebel just sidesteps it too.
Snowball, it was pinged right away. Using their big brains here. Hopefully we'll be able to deward that on the Dire. Free gold. See? Nice ward though. Giving you that snowball save. That was big brain stuff there from Laryl.
Yeah, real nice. And they've left Yatoro down bottom all alone now. So his last hits are starting to suffer down here. Visage 26-11. Plenty of denies for DK Fogus. So yeah, having a much better time than we've seen recently. And to have a bit of poke against the Spectre. Raindrops and Magic Stick is making her life much easier as they do dive top as well. Ramses caught out by that onslaught and trample. And the gaze comes a little too late from Suneko. Gonna go for the TP now, knowing there are no further stuns to connect onto him. But here's that.
So free.
Trample damage, isn't it?
He literally just like got on him. That was it. It was over. Like Clash just walked on the tower very casually. He sauntered under that tower. And there was just nothing they could do. Nothing felt appropriate. And now the wave's dying. He's getting XP. If Mira doesn't split it, this could give him 6.
It's kind of how every DP lane feels like if the enemy support isn't a clockwork or something.
Yeah.
You just have this melee 4, you dive tower, you've got 3 levels in Spirit Siphon now. You don't care tower hits, you don't care creeps hitting you.
And he has raindrops too. Snakeo's trying to burn them away on Mira, but he still has 4 more charges. He has 1,000 HP. And if is like take the 1,000 HP and assume you get 2 raindrops off, then that's, what, 1,200 HP. So pretty hard to handle right now.
Yeah, what do you do? Ramsey's just farming jungle. You're just going to let this top tower fall?
I think this is one of those situations where they could just exorcism this tower if they want. The Dire even scanned there to wonder if Mira's there. They know Mira's rotating because of that, though, and that's why Rebel got out. Also because they scared at the rune bottom. Oh, and he got it too.
Chasing Miposhka, yeah. Arcane runes up. So slight spam is coming. No leaps remaining here. Miposhka, 6 wand and a fairy fire.
Oh,
but he's gonna get burnt. Oh, the neutral. He gets killed by the wolf. Ember doesn't get the finish. And they are going to exo that top tower, collapse straight in on it. Mira, not going to trample the creep wave, going to drag it and actually try and hunt into the trees, looking for any stragglers here. Darkside have already evacuated though, and that's what the scan will indicate.
Barrel's just mid here. Roger not committing for anything under that tower.
Well, there's the first domino. What's the second one for Team Spirit? Just do you swing mid, or are you waiting the 2 minutes for Exo to come back?
What I've been liking a lot lately is teams that start playing into the jungle because of these like ranged carries that need this little bit of space. So I would like to see them try and play up this hill, sort of control that space. But meanwhile, Roger stuck around mid a little bit too long there. And he got snowball, punched, arrowed.
He sure did. And I got a D-ward too. So it looks like just naturally, even without catapults, they'll get a bit of chip damage here as they haunt. Where are they jumping? Up and down all over the place. Yapto is toying with the Lich as they blow up Suneko. They also spotted Ramsey sat at 1/3 of his HP. Light Strike Array, where is it? It's going to come, but collapse. The damage. Oh, the raindrops on Ramsey's kept him alive through the Crypt Swarm.
Yeah, actually saved by raindrops. And they know there's vision there as well, so that ward got pinged out because of how the Lina reacted to his movement.
Yeah.
That must have been a survival haunt from Yadro, was it? Like, was he must have been being pressured down bottom and haunted out.
Yeah, not entirely sure. Just saw him jumping from like Lina to Lich to Visage. I was like, what's going on? He's all over the place.
Ramses actually goes right back to that top lane too. Goes home, TP's back up there. Forced to stay in this area. Now Yadro even farming up top as well. We've done a little swapperino.
Yeah, swings up north because Visage has taken his tower. The Visage Vlad is ready. Curious to see if he does upgrade it into Wraith Pact. Do we see some kind of Helm build on the Visage? Or do you just keep it as Vlad's and buy Greaves now?
Yeah. I feel like I'd rather have it that way. It is interesting though to go for the Vlads.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty good when you've got Lina Ember as your 2 cores. Coming into this bottom jungle now though. Invis up for Lal, but familiar stuns and apparently some reveal here. Yeah, sentries placed down on the ground. Snowball will buy a little bit of time for Lal, but he's surrounded by 4 Darkside members. So a good swift move down south gets them a pretty big kill on the enemy mid laner. Transitioning that into something more is not available to them though.
It is a good waste of time though, because at that same point, Class was sitting and prepping mid with the Exorcism ready. So kind of looking to pressure that mid tower, and obviously doesn't want to do that when he's missing his own mid hero. So it's very important to just keep the momentum going when you're playing Death Prophet, especially to the 3. I feel like you just want to like pop your Exorcism every time you can. And some moments like this where you're not able to do it because you're missing an ally, all of that stacks up to give you like a slightly worse game on this hero. That being said, Class obviously extremely fun right now, neck and neck with the Ember, and will be the one leading this team to the mid game.
Has Mac done already? Plenty of sustain from them. And looking at item builds, Spectre, quite an interesting one. Back into the Blade Mail build, and then it looks like Hand of Midas with Aghanim Scepter queued afterwards. Oh, Mira. Oh, a lot of damage from that Chain Frost Soul Assumption. Big combo from Darkside. Pretty difficult for Team Spirit to play into this bottom lane now. Visage has planted his flags here. This is my land. And it creates a nice bit of space behind him so Ramses can farm Ancients, farm the 2-3 camps down in the bottom jungles pretty safely as well. But they're trying to kick DK Focus out of here. I said this, he's planted his flag, and this is his territory, and he's showing he's not going to go without a fight. Eposhka, one leap, has Wand and Fairy Fire. Oh, it's going to be close here to get another leap up, but the snowball, the Lina disappears. Now onto the Visage as well. Tries to get off the Grave Chill to slip away as the Lich TPing home, but stunned up by the last second arrow. Team Spirit, bring the numbers. That's how you kick people out of your bottom lane. Eposhka is invis for a matter of seconds remaining now as Rebel's Ember, he's got a safety remnant. So he's just toying with them and trying to kill Eposhka with the chains. Mana. He has mana now with a wand. He's got one. There's 45 seconds remaining. I can see the debuff.
Yeah, it's because Tusk was sitting on it, though. He placed it over there on the right-hand side.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So a bit rough on that one.
That's three core kills. That was Lina, Visage, Ember, all three dead, and Team Spirit suddenly pretty big advantage for them.
How did that start? All by trying to pressure a Visage and trying to keep the Visage alive. So you can kind of understand it. They want to get that big damage out. Yeah, if you can save the Visage and just give them a couple more rounds of just like right clicks and that spacing that you can get there, but obviously not able to make the turnaround play in this one. And they still have Exorcism right now.
Yeah, they used Haunt and Moonlight, but all that Exo to go. I guess that's the big strength. Big strength of the Spectre, right? You're just on the opposite side of the map. Suddenly, 5 heroes on top of the Visage.
Yeah, and with Midas ready in a moment, that's gonna be a quick path.
Oh, poor Seneko. Deary me. They're just camping here by the Ancients. Might get the cross kill on Mira, though, as he tries to escape, and successfully so, it looks like. Onslaught gets the high ground. And off to the side, the Roger Ricky. He's onto Eposhka. Mirana down to the Maelstrom strike of the Lina.
He just wanted it. He's like, maybe I can get out.
Lol, still fighting. He's 1v2. Ramses has given up on his battle, wanted to go back to farming, but now Collapse is coming in, but he's under a dire sentry. Invis Rune not going to give him that sneaky move that he was hoping for.
The dust connects, but he was already back on the other side. They were hoping that he was still lurking somewhere in the mid there. Maybe could have got him to a combo out of the Searing Chains. Eposhka comes mid. Oh, digs up the bounty rune. That's how you know something good's gonna happen.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, they want that mid tower, don't they?
One would suspect, but the Haunt's not up for another 35 seconds, so no point rushing it yet. But the Shard will also be up in 15 seconds here for Roger, as there's nothing else to really buy in this hero at this point in the game, so he's just waiting for that to come into play here. How are we going to play off of Ricky Shard this game? You got Birds to follow up a stun, you got LSA, you got even maybe like a Lich play. It's pretty cooperative.
Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of moves over all regions where we've had this Ember Spirit Ricky and maybe 1 or 2 Force Staffs as well, right? Where you Sleeping Dart a target, you slight change them, you Force Staff them to low ground, you catch and kill them.
Oh, meanwhile, down bottom, though, at the same time, Laro's in trouble.
Yeah, getting on top of the Tusk under this tier 2. They dust him. Now Snowball back into the waiting arms of 4 Darkside heroes. And Team Spirit nowhere nearby. They were equally hunting the Ramses Alina up in that top jungle, but they're not quite able to connect.
They tried to use that defensive haunt to their advantage. They could also find Ramses. We'll find him now with Mira, but Mira's pretty alone right now. Courier, Mira, your courier.
Collapse.
Crazy.
Sleeping Dart into the Familiars. That's a lot of damage straight onto this DP. Through the Greaves, through the one charges.
Well, that's a big problem. They thought they had things sort of like set up here, but then the dart happens. And the dart, if everyone's not ready to go, if you don't instantly haunt from that Spectre, the dart's just going to break apart the entire engagement. And Mira was like stuck in enemy territory, in behind the Lina. They were trying to get a setup there. And Roger just breaks it all up here. So that's his game plan. He's just going to run around. It's a 12-second cooldown. The dart is insane for this sort of play. And now he's Auto. Okay, now this will be the true test of their strength.
He's got Haunt as well. They're just going to annoy Yatoro here. They're bringing a couple of heroes to help the Spectre out. And if the arrow connect, would have been huge for them. But instead they dive onto the Ricky. Dust comes out, Mirror's on top of him, but a good smoke screen stops any kind of pulverized play, and he blinks away.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the hold
Oh,
back
wait,
in, though.
awesome.
Oh, he was desperate for that one. Back to his illusion, and away he goes.
That's interesting. That looked like an Ags play, not like a haunt. Oh, that's going to cost them, too. Ramses gets the kill. I mean, they're both using ultis, but obviously I'd rather have Haunt than Laguna Blade.
Man, Ramses, top of the net worth. Closing in on his BKB. It's going to be a pretty big sticking point here for Spirit as well. When Lina has BKB, what's the way they deal with her? Because Tusk doesn't have Blink. He's gone for this BKB build himself. And, whoa, Lich is chain frosting mid. They've darted up the DP, trapped under the smoke screen. Still pretty tanky with the help of Lal and Mira coming in now. Soneko's burst down, and Roger is trying to run his way out of here. Spirit siphons up, and a Blink strike back to Rebel's Ember will get him to safety.
Big defense there from Team Spirit. This Dart just breaking things apart lately. Making it hard for them to group up and finally push this mid tower. So keeping the collapse up of the most important right now. It is only level 1 Exorcism. We need that double up on the Spirits at level 12. That would be huge for them at the moment. It would also make Roche way faster. And they're going to start invading into some dire territory. They have a lot of great wards here. Mira, when he went for that big play hunting the Lina, he plants an extremely deep ward in the dire base. Call them courier wards. Tells you what everyone's up to all the time. Mega broken wards. Love them so much. And that's what's giving them the confidence to come up into this territory. Now, mind you, they are under vision right now from a ward near the outpost. And it looks like Mira's going to miss it here.
Well, they don't find it. And Ricky knows exactly where Collapse is. They've lost sight of Mira, though. Trying to come in with a smoke from the south. Amber
I think he's
Seneko
just dead.
catching out Collapse. Can the Onslaught save him? Try and push them around, but the Sinister Gaze stops him in his tracks. And the Primal Beast follows the DP into the grave. Now, is this an opportunity to Roche, or are you going to be reclaiming map as Darkside?
I mean, Roshing is pretty tough with them, unless they just like hard commit with the Lina, and Ramses is not there, so that's not going to be the play. And Spirit, I like the idea of going up there because of the vision they had, but I think they stuck around a little bit too long. They also are doing it without Haunt. Like, if you want to stick around that long, I feel like the Haunt has to be up because you have to have some sort of an answer for when this inevitably happens with the dagger play, or the sleep dart play rather. Because they had no sentries either. Like, you need those ob sentry combos in the dire territory to try and spot where the Ricky's moving through.
Oh, Tusk. It's just like a global strat, honestly. You got Familiars on top of him, smoke screens down, so he's forced to BKB, which he just had delivered. He does get the kill on Soneko, though, so Lal getting something from nothing. Has to spend his first BKB charge for it, though. We were praising the warding out of Mira and Team Spirit. Equally, these observers from Darkside have given them so many opportunities, now blowing up the Primal Beast with that catch they've got.
Yeah, it's really annoying playing versus a Ricky if you don't have some vision detection. It could be really worth like slarking versus the hero, just because of I mean, obviously there's issues with the smoke screen and stuff, but just the fact that like he relies so heavily on these deep wards to try and set up these sleep dart plays.
Another smoke up with the Lich and Ember again. This is their ganking duo.
He's doing the in-between as well. Man, Roger's going way around. He's passed between the tier 3 and the tier 2 tower. He's now up into the Radiant Ancients.
He's rapping.
He's going past the Radiant Sentry, though.
Ooh, a little scary.
I don't think he's been spotted. Oh, yeah, he just got spotted by Maposhka.
Dang it.
Oh, and he off-sentry comboed there, too.
Hello, Dust. Howdy, Roger. Smoke screens down on the Mirana. They do slight chains her as well. Can they get Maposhka out of here? She's burnt alive, but under this tier 1 tower, Team Spirit strike. Blowing up Soneko, trying to catch the Ember, but he's jumped away to his Remnant. While Roger does get dusted in the end.
Oh, the
Familiars gets the escape out. DK Focus and Ramses, they're holding a high ground off to the right, but it's the chase onto Roger's Ricky, which will net Mira a double kill. A weird place to have a fight, right in front of that tier 1 top.
Say Roger's looking pretty clutch on this hero, though. He's very annoying to track down.
How many dusts are they using? Every time they try to kill him, they have to use 2 dusts to find him.
Yeah, he's not a cheap guy to fight right now. Collapse is level 12. My God, he has not exorcism in so long. That's got to be painful. Feels like you're just not getting anything of this hero. He's the lowest on the chorus right now.
Has he used it
not able to
once
flex
or twice? He used it once for top tier 1.
That's the only one I can remember, but there was probably another.
I don't know.
Because now he didn't use it in that bottom fight, so I don't know.
They were waiting forever to use it mid as well, but now it's level 2. You've got to. You're almost level 13. Get some use out of the cooldowns. And Ricky looks like he's their target. The smoke breaks, though, onto Mira as DK Focus was atop the stairs. With a smoke and a sleeping dart onto the Primal Beast. They're going to catch him and trap him, but the Ember Spirit! Oh, beautiful fight back from Spirit. The punch into Rebel clears him out, and now the tier 1 looks like it should be the objective Spirit claims, but Lina offering her own right-click damage straight into the tusk. Light Strike Array was there, now Collapse trying to dive. Good onslaught with a trample. Now on top of Lina and the Visage, but it looks like Spirit wanting to disengage. I think Yatoro is making the call that he does not want to fight without his Haunt. Just leave any stragglers to fend for themselves, and Ramses comes out with a double kill and a Snap Smoke immediately back into action.
And this is sort of the double-edged sword of putting this Primal Beast on support, I think, because the smoke screen is ruining this hero in combination with the sleep dart. And so by putting it support, you're saying like, okay, well, I know this hero's gonna have a hard game because there's some tough stuff, so we don't want to make it a core, but it also means this BKB comes so much later. And you can't really play like that noise indicator that you get with the charge. Like Roger, I mean, they're charging at Roger. You should never get caught, right? You're a Ricky.
What is he? Persona non grata for Team Spirit right now.
Yeah.
He's the one. Kill
all
on
that
sight.
time, too. Like prepping for mid, prepping for Roche, unable to get it. They pop it on the Lina, and Ramses, a perfect setup in that fight, just gets to walk in. Everyone's sort of already disabled or embattled in some other thing, and he just stands there and does the Lina thing, throws out his clicks, feels great.
Is there also an element of like oh god, they're just gonna die of tier 2, aren't they? Yeah, dart into Light Strike Array, trying to disengage the Tusk from this fight.
Close.
Mira dived into the back, lol, gets to high ground, bottled himself up, but now Mira is gonna get caught out here with a Sinister Gaze and a slight chains to follow. Another quick pick from the Darkside boys, and moving towards that tier 2 mid.
You know what's bad when they're not popping the Haunt? They don't have the confidence they can turn these fights yet.
Yeah, so is this like a disconnect with the Spectre? Between Spectre and the other 4 heroes? Because it feels like there should be a pretty solid 4 Protect 1 here from Spirit, but something seems not quite right.
I think Yatoro doesn't want to commit to this fight that he still thinks he can lose. I think Yatoro is saying, give me time. I just need like 1.5 more items and they just can't kill me. Like get myself a Yasha and the Scotty, then I'm going to be good. I don't know if he goes into the Manta first. I guess with Spectre, it's kind of worth it because of all the damage boosts you get, but yeah. I also feel like the Scotty is going to be pretty clutch this game. Oh, there he goes.
Try
Shadow Step.
Closing on Ramses. No Haunt for third. Oh, no, they do have the Haunt. That was just the Shadow
Roger
Step.
just died.
Yeah, walked into the trees. Meets his maker as Lol and Collapse combo him down.
Look at Rebel. In behind like this, too.
Yeah, what's he up to? 2-man chains. Laguna Blade thrown out, and they blow up Mira again. He wandered down to low ground in the river, where it is not safe.
Just wave it.
I mean, dinosaurs left the ocean because they didn't want to swim anymore, and he walks back into the river.
What was he thinking? You're not a plesiosaurus. Come on now.
Gonna role play as Loch Ness Monster. Oh, Nessie. That's what we need. We need a Loch Ness
That
Monster.
is what we need. You just nailed it. That's next cosmetic. Primal Beast Immortal, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations.
There we have it. Yeah.
Comes with a special voice pack. All the growls and roars just somehow have an accent.
And the hero portrait is that, 1960s photograph of 20 pixels of a neck poking out of a lake.
Yeah, but now I kind of want it to have a kilt. So now I'm not sure if I want to go Loch Ness or I'm thinking like bagpipes, a kilt and a mixed bagpipe noise when you trample. And then he has one of those little hats too.
When you onslaught, bagpipes start chiming.
Yeah, that's the noise indicator. What is that hat I'm thinking? A tam, is that what it's called?
I know the Sporran is like the little pouch they've got. I don't know what the hat. I think you might be right. That sounds familiar. I'm gonna say you're right.
Tartan hats and caps. No, it's made in Scotland. Oh, there you go. Hats, caps, tams, bonnet. Oh, they have a lot of names. Right, there we go.
Oh, we bonnet.
Ham O'Shanter hat. Yeah, that's what he needs. Oh, that's right. I think that's what it's called on Demo Man in TF2. He's got a nice one. All right, well, anyway, Darkside, they've just been looking great this whole game. I keep waiting for the turn. I keep thinking, like, okay, Spirit, this is the fight. The honk comes through, the big damage, but it's never happened. This Death Prophet has not looked like the Death Prophet of this patch. Unable to get the momentum. I'm not scared of Exorcism like I am every other game. And this has probably been the best Riki performance I've seen in terms of... I know there have been some pretty good ones across the DPC, but in terms of games I've been casting, I'm really feeling the impact of just, we can't separate or someone dies.
Yeah, and I kind of want to hammer this home as well. The fact that DK Focus has had a good laning stage and Darkside are winning. You know, he's 4-1-7, having a pretty spectacular time. Brute forcing tier 3 up in the top lane now, and it looks like Darkside is going to keep on going. Collapse does have this halberd, which is irritating for the Lina, as Lal dives into the back, punches Suneko, blows up the Lich and the Riki immediately. Team Spirit, this is their time now. DK Focus surrounded, but gets into stone form, and Rebel has the two-man chains. Pretty tanky on the Spectre, but a blow-up of Lal with the Laguna Blade, and that Blade Mail does a tremendous amount of damage, but DK Focus, Ramses, and Rebel able to withstand the pain, turn and fight into Collapse now. There's a disarm again on Lina, but she can turn and continue fighting, but the return of Mira brought back to pummel the Lina. So Aegis gets expended. Rebel going to return to base to regen and reset. Does have a remnant to jump to now. And Team Spirit still looking for a potential angle to continue the fight, but it is over.
So that was costly in terms of a defense because they lost the Spectre, but they will keep the racks. So I think that they probably knew that this wasn't necessarily going to be like this big turnaround fight win, but I think keeping the racks and making sure you're not falling to an economical disadvantage by the creeps becoming super creeps is going to be important for Spirit, and important enough that that was worth it. Spectre will get back out on the map. She will farm. She is a Midas. So from there, he should still get to the Manta before the next fight.
Should do, yeah. And potentially that fight around Roshan going to be a deciding factor. Juicy tier 3 item time. Ogre Seal. What else was that? Elven Tunic. Oh, Mindbreaker and Enchanted Quiver. Pretty good ones.
I do think as well part of the problem of this game for Team Spirit was the lateness of the Force Staff from Miposhka. Miposhka obviously not someone who usually gets around that fast anyway. They had to sort of up it a little bit here. Mira's just like trying to get BKB because the hero needs it, but maybe a Force Staff would have been the play as well here because like people are just getting stuck in Ricky's cloud and they were unable to help for so long until Miposhka was able to pick this up.
And Miposhka realizes that Cobalt he dug up wasn't worth it. He digs it up, hits it once, leaps away. Roger was on the prowl. Even saw the spectral dagger flying out, trying to chase the Yatoro. Spirit back to holding high ground while Lal does get a bit of split push going. Blink, BKB ready, and about over halfway to his Desolator, so adding a bit more of that physical burst damage. That can be the undoing of Lina and Ember Spirit.
Now, for anyone who may have been tuning into the last series, a sort of similar match kind of occurred, right? Game went to, it ended up being 74 minutes, but there was this point where I was watching, all right, Beppoom's going to win this. And then they got stuck in their base, you know? Game looks really bad. The gold lead starts growing and growing and growing. But Beppoom did eventually bring it back. And honestly, it was kind of a similar lineup. In terms of just like, you know, they had the Shadow Fiend instead of the Lina. You got this big range carry. And in the end, you just got to find a way to shut them down. And it doesn't really matter how much gold you're ahead if that one big damage dealer isn't having a great time. So perhaps Team Spirit can get to that same level. They don't have the same high ground defense though, as Beppoom did though, of course, with the sniper and the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, because it feels like in some regards Ricky is similar to Disruptor. Very good when he's ahead, very good in wide open places. When he's in the savannah hunting like a cheetah, sprinting and chasing people down. He's very, very powerful, but when you get into these close quarter
another great cosmetic idea from Gary B here. The Ricky.
But like when he gets into these, close quarter combat battles, he's inside buildings trying to defeat his opponents. It's a little bit messy, and I think Visage and Lich also similar story. When they're able to pick their battles and they're grouped up as 5, they look very good. But if they are getting split across the map, maybe some struggles can occur.
So are you a believer? Do you think Team Spirit can turn this, or do you think this one's all Darkside?
With the games I've seen over the past week and a half, 2 weeks from all regions, I think anyone can win any game at any time. Like anything is freaking possible. Especially, I've been tuning into more Southeast Asia than other regions, and the games over there. I know Tsunami threw up a stat in one of his panel segments where average game time across other regions, like median, sorry, not just average, not mean, but median game time was like 43 minutes, 44 minutes.
I
whatever.
did take statistical methods for geographers in university, so don't worry. I can handle a median.
I can't remember the other one. Is medium, mean, and
mode.
Mode. That's the other one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Usually when we talk about average, we talk about the mean, but there are 3 averages, maybe even more. But yeah, he was saying Southeast Asia has like a 46 minutes, like ridiculously higher, 3-4 minutes higher than any other region.
Smoke popped there, but delayed dust from Collapse, and in the end, wasn't really worth it. Bye-bye, Roger.
Slides away. 1.5 minutes for Roshan to spawn as well.
But yes, I've heard they're very scrappy over there. And I feel like we haven't had quite as many turnarounds here in comparison.
Oh my god. Oh, Roger's the target you want to go on. That's how you do it. Team Spirit still see Ramsey's kind of trapped in the shards. Throw the halberd onto her as well. Ricky will be alive when Roshan spawns. It looks like it's going to be back to map manipulating here for Darkside. Bottom lane's plenty of farm to push out. Team Spirit, the ones that kind of have to sit by their ancients, hoping for a fight to brew.
I do think Yadro Scotty's going to be... Imagine he gets Scotty Basher.
Yeah,
it's going to be pretty hard to keep Lena alive.
Yeah, exactly. She just dies. Because you've got the Blink Walrus Punch and the Haunt with Manta Illusion Desolate damage. If she doesn't get BKB off, especially, she just gets shredded.
Of course, if she does, she has Satanic and Gleipnir, and you know you're all going to be in tears. So we haven't seen that quite a bit.
Do they have any saves for her? Like Lich has Beyond this, so he saves himself. Ricky has a Force Staff.
That's the big one, the 1 Force Staff. So just be careful of the Blink Punch into Snowball.
Well, they're trying to catch the Ricky again. Mira might have bitten off more than they can chew.
Oh, they got to collapse.
Up. Now Collapse. Familiar stuns. Gleipnir. The root catches her. Death Prophet under the Moonlight Shadow. Do they have reveal to see her? They do. So Collapse. Laguna bladed by this beyond godlike Lena. Had a few struggles in the laning stage, but Ramses has caught up tremendously. Now top of the net worth by a significant 7,000 margin. And 11-2-2.
And if they check Roche, it just spawned as well, but they're just going forward.
Damn, 3 lanes pushing in. No buyback on the Primal Beast. You might be forced to buy back the DP.
Those buildings, they're just gone.
What buildings? Cease to exist.
You guys gonna come back home, or you good? Oh, Roger, you're so annoying.
Sneaky devil. Nice dodge. Manta to get away from the sleeping dart. Roger, trick to the trade, and the smoke screen down. Dusted up for now. Eposhka does get scouted though, and a Gleipnir is there as the Haunt. Yatoro. Where is he jumping? Onto Roger.
He's trying to kill Roger.
Ricky does find the takedown. And they've got this high ground ward up here for Team Spirit, so they see where Darkside are heading.
He's got to run though.
Lena's courier. Is Ramsey trying to scout, or is that just heading home?
No, it's just going home. I don't know.
Well, it's roast time now.
All right, can I farm a Scotty while they roast? Fortunately, it won't take them that long. Best Shard? Visage already has one. Ember already has one. Lich has one. Well, I guess we know who it's for then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ramses doesn't even put it in yet. He's like, really? Me?
Mira gets caught again. TK Focus Courier down, so Assault Curan's going to be pretty heavily delayed. Mira with an onslaught ready tries to get away from Rebel, but Maelstrom Strike is there.
Ramses really doesn't like the shard, I guess, on Lean. He won't even use it. Everyone else on the team has one. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Why would I increase my net worth artificially when I can do it naturally? He's gonna just drop it on the floor, destroy it, and buy it.
Yeah, like it's just chill in the backpack, you know, no big deal.
Okay. Collapse has the Greaves early to get away from the chains, and another lane of barracks here for Darkside. Yatoro trying to scout out and maybe get on top of Suneko, but this Frost Shield proving a little too difficult to... Oh god, lol! Half his HP disappeared. Snowballs on towards Ramses, but he's dead with no buyback. And now with a sleeping dart, good 4 staff away. Yatoro saved. And they back up, retreating under their tier 3, while this Wraith Pact and the Familiars are just bringing down the buildings from safety. There's no commitment from Darkside. They're softly pushing up to high ground. And now Ramses realizes, oh, I've got Aegis, don't know I can walk up the staircase. Bring down his final lane of barracks. Mira is in, but the Sinister Gate is there. Seneko saves the Lina. That's the form of initiation they needed from Darkside. And, oh my god, collapse! Again, just blown up. The amount of damage here from Darkside is just... oh, you can't withstand it. Every hero that shows their face gets caught, slept, changed, killed. And this feels like game 1 is over. Darkside looking for this first victory of the match.
I wouldn't even call putting up a fight at this point. I mean, Yano was going to try, but yeah, the GG's called as he uses the final haunt of the game.
And some good blade mail damage.
Very impressed. I was not expecting that to be so one-sided. And you know what? The comeback story of the season, DK Focus. You know,
yeah.
I was starting to count the number of legal sub games